Thank you very much, Erika, and thank you for inviting me to this very inspiring number of people who have a lot of important things to say. I cannot stay all through your discussions, but I will have my collaborators here who will report on what you have said. But I am very proud to start after the President of the Parliament the procedures here and start by looking at the fact. You know that ICT is the enabling technology of our age and one which underpins the whole economy. According to macroeconomic analysis, ICT is responsible for 50% of the overall productivity growth, and that already during the past years. Of course, there are many skeptics today who say that ICT is a spent force, it is a technology that has run out its course. I answer to them, watch this space, because the ICT revolution has been running according to Moore's law for 40 years, and I believe it has a long way yet to run. And my aim today is not only to explain why I believe that we are at the start of a new phase in ICT-driven innovation and growth, but also why I believe that Europe is one of the key players in this next phase and what we have to do in order to unleash the potential. Now, let's be very clear, we need to unlock this potential now even more than ever, because in times of economic trouble, we need to apply two crucial lessons. The first is to get out of the economic downturn, we have to strengthen the real economy by stimulating very solid, sustainable business growth in high-value goods and services that respond to real market needs. And we have to liberate the economic potential of the single market that is still locked up in fragmented national markets. And I do not have to spell out to you the risks that member states would have faced in the financial crisis if they would have gone each of them alone into the financial storm without the strength and the stability that they got from a communitarian financial system, the ECB, the EIB, the Eurozone and the budgetary discipline of the Stability and Growth Pact. I mean, this crisis, if this has not made it clear to everybody that it is not by bits and pieces that we advance, that we only can be strong when we work together, and that the EU membership pays off big time, then they will never understand. The same message applies to ICT. Let us look from the perspective of today, where we might be in 20 years from now. What are the mega trends in this sector? First, there is a shift from a Web 2 for fun to a Web 2 for productivity and services. Web 2 is, of course, all about social networking, which so far has been video and entertainment driven. But now Web 2 is being applied as a business tool and as a way of delivering, among others, government services. Properly channeled, Web 2 means connecting minds and creativity on a scale we have never experienced before. Now, for instance, the Web 2 social networking tools can be used very effectively to support research teams that are working in different locations around Europe or across the world. Integrated software tools that support messaging, chatting, twittering, blogging and video blogging, supported by traditional business tools such as databases and virtual meeting rooms, could open a completely new dimension to teamwork that substantially boosts traditional modes of interaction at work, such as face-to-face meetings, such as bilateral phone calls or static broadcasted memos. These are new modes of interaction that will need some time to filter through into business practices, but as today's Generation Y moves to management roles, we can very well see that in some years from now there will be radical changes on how business gets done, and I believe that the productivity gains will be startling. Still on the Web 2, I mean, everybody also has understood the way President-elect Barack Obama used the Web 2 technologies to give voice to millions of Americans who traditionally don't get heard. And the results were very surprising indeed. So the government, too, as a form of e-democracy, could be an important way of engaging citizens, especially young people, through social networking into political life. And this is not a replacement for the representative democracy, but it is a means for the messages to go both ways, from the messages of us politicians to reach people who normally wouldn't be very much interested in our traditional way of communicating, and from the messages of those citizens to get their information to us, past the vested interest and to the attention of political decision makers. The second megatrend is the phase shift from Web 2 to Web 3. The coming years will see the Internet move beyond being a network to connect computers together to being an Internet that connects everything together. Cars, machines of all sorts, household appliances, energy meters, windows, lights, whatever you can think of will be connected. And this will put us in the middle of the Internet of Things. First, this new World Wide Web of things that think will create a sensory network that will allow a leap forward also in the human knowledge about the world we live in. It will lend itself to all sorts of new applications: energy efficiency, health, welfare services, transport, and so on. And if we do this well, there will be a massive improvement in our quality of life and in our sustainability. Europe moving first will be also a worldwide gain, because if we move first, it will be our value systems of tolerance, openness, democracy that will define the form the Internet of Things is going to take. And second, of course, all these new applications represent almost a bottomless well of new business opportunities. The Internet of Services. There is an enormous scope for developing applications, for selling new services. We are here at the fork of the road. And I'm really happy that you are here to listen and to discuss on this, because if we take the right path here, that will lead to a real wealth creation in a very short time.